Hey, Olivia. How's your Thursday morning going?
Oh, hey, Huba. Pretty good, thanks. I just finished my breakfast. I had some toast and coffee. How about you?
Nice. I'm good too. I woke up a little late today, so I'm still drinking my first cup of coffee.
I know that feeling. Mornings can be tough sometimes.
Absolutely. So, what have you been up to this morning?
Well, actually, I was just reading the news on my phone, and wow, there's so much happening in the world right now.
Oh, really? I haven't checked the news yet today. What's going on?
So much. I was looking at the top 10 news stories from around the world today. Some of them are pretty interesting.
Ooh, that sounds good. Should we talk about them together? I think our viewers would really enjoy learning about current events.
Yes, I think that's a great idea. And you know what? Talking about the news is also a really good way to learn English.
Exactly. You learn new words, new phrases, and you understand what's happening in the world at the same time.
Right. Okay, so let me grab my phone and we can go through the top 10 stories together. Give me just 1 second.
Sure, take your time. I'll just sit here with my coffee. Make sipping sound.
Okay, I got it. So are you ready to hear about today's news?
I'm ready. Let's start from number 10 and work our way up. What do you think?
Perfect. That's a good way to do it. Okay, so number 10 is about technology.
Ooh, I love technology news. What's happening?
So, a big tech company just announced a new type of smartphone that can charge fully in just 5 minutes.
Wait, what? 5 minutes? That's incredible.
I know, right? Right now, most phones take about an hour or more to charge completely, but this new technology is much, much faster.
Wow, that would be so convenient. Like, imagine you're leaving your house and your phone is almost dead. You just plug it in for 5 minutes while you're getting ready, and boom, fully charged.
Exactly, that's the idea. The company says they're using a special new battery technology. I don't really understand all the technical details, but it sounds amazing.
When will this phone be available? Can we buy it now?
Not yet. The article says it will probably come out later this year, maybe in October or November.
Okay, so we have to wait a few months. But still, that's exciting news.
Definitely. Okay, ready for number 9?
Yes, what's number 9?
Number 9 is about sports. The Olympics are coming next year, right?
Oh, yes, the 2027 Summer Olympics. Where are they going to be again?
They're going to be in Mumbai, India, and today they just announced some new sports that will be included in the games.
Ooh, new sports. Like what?
Well, one of them is cricket. Cricket is super popular in India and many other countries.
That makes sense. If the Olympics are in India, cricket's a perfect choice. What else?
They're also adding kabaddi. Have you heard of kabaddi?
I think I've heard the name, but I don't really know what it is. What kind of sport is it?
It's a traditional Indian sport. It's kind of like, how do I explain it? It's like a mix of tag and wrestling. Two teams take turns sending one player to the other side, and that player has to tag opponents and get back without being caught.
Oh, that sounds interesting and kind of intense, too.
Yeah, it requires a lot of strength and strategy. I've seen some videos of it before. It looks really exciting to watch.
Cool. I'll have to look it up later. I love learning about sports from different cultures.
Me too. Okay, let's move to number 8. This one is about the environment.
Oh, environmental news. This is important. What's happening?
So, scientists just discovered a huge coral reef in the Pacific Ocean that nobody knew about before.
Really? A whole coral reef that was hidden?
Yes, it's near the Solomon Islands. The reef is apparently very healthy and has lots of different types of fish and sea life.
That's amazing. You know, we hear so much bad news about coral reefs dying because of climate change, so this is actually really positive news.
Exactly. I thought the same thing. The scientists say this reef is in deep water, so it's been protected from some of the problems that affect reefs in shallow water.
Like what kind of problems?
Well, things like warmer water temperatures, pollution, and human activities like fishing and tourism. Because this reef is deeper and more remote, it's been safer.
That's wonderful. I hope they can protect it and keep it healthy.
Me too. The article says the government is already planning to make it a protected area, which means no fishing or development there.
Good, that's the right decision. Okay, what's number 7?
Number 7 is about space. NASA just announced a new mission to one of Jupiter's moons.
Ooh, space news. I love this stuff. Which moon?
It's called Europa. Europa is one of Jupiter's largest moons, and scientists think it might have an ocean under its icy surface.
An ocean, like water?
Yes, they believe there's liquid water underneath the ice, and where there's water, there could potentially be life.
Wow, that's so cool. So they're sending a spacecraft to explore it.
Exactly. The spacecraft will fly close to Europa and use special instruments to study the ice and try to find out more about what's underneath.
When will this mission be happening?
The spacecraft will launch in 2028, but it won't arrive at Jupiter until 2033. It takes a long time to get there because it's so far away.
Yeah, space is huge. But still, this is exciting. Maybe they'll find some alien microbes or something.
Maybe. That would be incredible. Even finding simple life forms on another world would be one of the biggest discoveries in human history.
Absolutely. Okay, we're halfway through. What's number 6?
Number 6 is about health and medicine. Researchers have developed a new vaccine that could help prevent Alzheimer's disease.
Oh, wow, that's big news. Alzheimer's is that disease that affects memory, right?
Yes, exactly. It's a disease that mostly affects older people. It causes them to lose their memory and have trouble thinking clearly. It's really difficult for patients and their families.
I know. My grandmother had Alzheimer's before she passed away. It was very hard to watch.
I'm so sorry, Huba. That must have been really difficult for your family.
Thank you. Yeah, it was tough. So this news about a vaccine is really hopeful. How does it work?
Well, the article explains that the vaccine helps the body's immune system fight against the proteins that cause Alzheimer's, but it's still in the testing phase.
So it's not available yet for everyone.
Not yet. They're doing clinical trials right now, which means they're testing it on volunteers to make sure it's safe and effective. If everything goes well, it might be available in a few years.
That's still great news. Even if it takes a few more years, it could help millions of people in the future.
Absolutely. Medical research takes time, but it's worth it. Okay, ready for number 5?
Yes, we're getting to the top 5 now. This must be important news.
It is. Number 5 is about the economy. Several countries around the world are starting to test a 4-day work week.
A 4-day work week? You mean people only work 4 days instead of 5?
Yup. The idea is that people work Monday through Thursday, and then they have a 3-day weekend every week.
That sounds amazing. I would love a 3-day weekend every week. But wait, do people get paid less?
No, that's the interesting part. In most of these programs, people work fewer hours but still get the same pay.
Really? How is that possible?
Well, the research shows that when people have more rest and better work-life balance, they're actually more productive during the hours they do work, so they get the same amount of work done in 4 days as they used to do in 5.
That's interesting. I guess when you're tired and stressed, you work slower and make more mistakes.
Exactly. But when you're well-rested and happy, you work faster and better. Plus, people are healthier and less stressed.
Which countries are trying this?
The article mentions several countries. Some companies in the UK, Iceland, and Japan have been testing it, and now some countries in Europe are thinking about making it a national policy.
Wow, I hope more countries try this. I think the United States should consider it too.
I agree, although I think it might take a while before it becomes common here. We'll see. Okay, number 4 is about food.
Food, now you have my attention.
I knew you'd like this one. So, scientists have created a new type of rice that has more protein and vitamins than regular rice.
Oh, that's actually really important. Rice is a staple food for billions of people around the world.
Exactly, especially in Asia, Africa, and Latin America. Many people eat rice every single day, sometimes multiple times a day.
Right. So, if the rice has more nutrients, it could help reduce malnutrition in poor countries.
That's exactly the goal. The scientists used genetic modification to make the rice more nutritious. It has more protein, more vitamin A, and more iron.
I know some people are worried about genetically modified foods. What do you think?
That's a good question. I think it depends on how it's done. If it's safe and it can help feed hungry people, then I think it's a good thing. But I understand why some people are cautious.
Yeah, it's a complex issue. But I agree. If it's safe and it helps people get better nutrition, then it seems positive.
Right. The article says this new rice has been tested extensively and is safe to eat. They're planning to start distributing it in several countries in South Asia and Africa later this year.
That's great news. Okay, what's number 3? We're getting close to the top.
Number 3 is about renewable energy. China just built the world's largest solar farm.
Wow! How big is it?
It's huge. The article says it covers an area the size of, let me check, about 50,000 football fields.
What? That's enormous. I can't even imagine that.
I know. It's in the Gobi Desert in northwestern China, and it can produce enough electricity to power a city of about 5 million people.
That's incredible. So instead of using coal or oil, they're using the sun's energy.
Exactly. Solar energy is clean and renewable. It doesn't produce pollution or greenhouse gases.
This is really good news for the environment. Climate change is such a big problem, so we need more projects like this.
I totally agree. And the article also mentions that the cost of solar energy has dropped a lot in recent years, so it's becoming more affordable.
That's important too. If renewable energy is cheap, more countries and companies will want to use it.
Exactly. Okay, number 2, this one's a pretty exciting.
What is it?
Scientists have successfully brought back an extinct animal species.
Wait, what? Like Jurassic Park?
Kind of, but not dinosaurs. It's a type of bird called the Tasmanian swift parrot. This bird went extinct about 10 years ago because of habitat loss and disease.
Okay, so how did they bring it back?
They used DNA samples that had been preserved, and they combined advanced breeding techniques with a closely related species. It's very complicated science, but basically they were able to recreate the bird.
That's amazing, and also a little bit strange to think about.
I know what you mean. It raises some interesting ethical questions, like should we bring back extinct animals, and which ones?
Right. I mean, it's incredible that we can do it, but we should probably focus more on protecting the animals that are still alive, you know?
That's a really good point. Prevention is better than trying to fix things after they're already gone.
Exactly. But still, this is pretty cool from a scientific perspective.
Definitely. The scientists say they plan to release these birds back into protected areas in Tasmania, which is an island near Australia.
I hope it works out for them. Okay, I'm ready for number 1. What's the top news story today?
Okay, so number 1 is definitely big news. The United Nations announced a new global agreement on artificial intelligence.
Oh, AI. That's such a hot topic right now. Everyone is talking about it.
Yes, AI is becoming more and more powerful, and there are concerns about how it's used and controlled.
Right, like we want AI to help us and make our lives better, but we also need to make sure it's safe and used responsibly.
Exactly. So this new agreement involves more than 150 countries. They've agreed on some basic rules and principles for developing and using AI.
What kind of rules?
Well, some of the main points are AI systems must be transparent, which means people should be able to understand how they work. AI should not be used to violate human rights, and there need to be safety standards to prevent AI from causing harm.
Those all sound like good principles, but I'm curious, how will they enforce these rules?
That's a great question. The article says they're creating an international organization, kind of like a watchdog, to monitor AI development around the world.
Okay. But different countries have different laws and values. Do you think they'll all follow the agreement?
That's the challenge, isn't it? Some countries might follow it strictly, while others might not. But at least it's a start. It shows that world leaders recognize this is an important issue.
That's true. And I think having an international conversation about AI is really important, because AI doesn't respect borders, you know? What happens in one country can affect the whole world.
Absolutely. And AI is developing so quickly. Just a few years ago, we couldn't imagine some of the things AI can do now. So we need to be thoughtful about how we use this technology.
I agree. It's exciting, but also a little scary sometimes.
Yeah, I know what you mean. But I think if we're careful and responsible, AI can do a lot of good things for humanity.
I hope so. Okay, so those were the top 10 news stories for today. That was really interesting.
I'm glad you enjoyed it. I learned a few things myself, like I didn't know anything about kabaddi before today.
Me neither. I'm definitely going to watch some videos of it later.
Same. You know, I think it's really important to keep up with the news, even if you're learning a new language.
Absolutely. And actually, reading or listening to the news is a great way to practice English.
Yes, you learn new vocabulary related to current events, words like vaccine, renewable energy, extinct, artificial intelligence.
And you learn about what's happening in the world at the same time, so it's useful knowledge, not just language practice.
Exactly. Plus, when you talk to native English speakers, they often discuss current events, so it helps you have conversations.
That's a really good point. If you know what's happening in the world, you have more things to talk about with people.
Right. Like, imagine you meet someone from China. You could say, "Hey, I read about that huge solar farm in the Gobi Desert. That's so cool." It's a great conversation starter.
Perfect example. Okay, so what was your favorite news story for today?
That's hard to choose. I think maybe the story about the new coral reef. I love ocean life, and it's nice to hear some positive environmental news for a change.
Yeah, that was a good one. For me, I think I liked the story about the 4-day work week.
Of course, you just want more days off.
Hey, who doesn't? But seriously, I think it's interesting to see countries experimenting with new ways of working. Maybe in the future, we'll all have better work-life balance.
I hope so. That would be wonderful. Okay, so before we finish, let's think about a lesson or takeaway from all of these news stories.
Good idea. What do you think the main lesson is?
Well, I think one lesson is that the world is always changing. New technology, new discoveries, new ideas, things never stay the same.
That's true, and some changes are good, like the new vaccine for Alzheimer's or clean energy. But some changes can be challenging, like figuring out how to use AI responsibly.
Right, so we need to stay informed and be part of the conversation. We can't just ignore what's happening in the world.
Absolutely. And I think another lesson is that people around the world are working together to solve problems, like the UN agreement on AI or countries sharing research about health and environment.
Yes, even though there are many problems in the world, there are also many people trying to make things better.
That's a positive way to think about it. I like that.
Me too. Okay, so I think that's a good place to end our conversation today. What do you think?
I think so. We covered a lot of interesting topics. I hope our viewers enjoyed learning about today's news.
I hope so too. And remember, everyone, if you're learning English, try to read or listen to news in English every day, even just for 5 or 10 minutes.
Great advice. Start with simple news articles or videos, and slowly you'll understand more and more.
Exactly. And don't worry if you don't understand every word. Just try to get the main idea.
Right. Understanding the general topic is more important than knowing every single word.
Perfect. Okay,
I think we should give our viewers a little homework assignment.
Ooh, homework. Okay, what should they do?
Here's the task. Choose one news story from today that you found interesting. It can be any of the 10 stories we talked about.
Okay, got it. What next?
Then write 1 or 2 sentences in the comments telling us which story you chose and why you found it interesting.
Perfect. This is a great way to practice writing in English, and we love reading your comments.
Yes, we read every single comment, and sometimes we reply too.
So don't be shy. Write in the comments. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just try your best.
Exactly. Making mistakes is part of learning. We all make mistakes.
So true. Okay, and if you enjoyed this video and want to see more content like this,
Please give us a thumbs up. It really helps us and tells us that you like this kind of content.
and leave a comment. We love hearing from you. Tell us which news story was your favorite, or if you have any questions.
And most importantly, subscribe to MR Echo English. Ding, ding, ding.
Yes, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss our new videos.
We post new English learning conversations every week, covering all kinds of topics: news, daily life, culture, and more.
So subscribe now. It's free and it helps you learn English in a natural, fun way.
All right, I think that's everything. Thank you so much for watching today, everyone.
Yes, thank you. We really appreciate you spending time with us.
Keep practicing your English, stay curious about the world, and we'll see you in the next video.
Take care, everyone.
Bye!
Bye-bye.